Well, some people may know him as a big-time Colchester real estate tycoon. We know him as one of the guys who runs the goofy Littlest Boys Cabin. Rich Gardner's on the line with us this morning. Rich, how are you? If only people knew.
Hey guys, yeah, that's quite an introduction. Thank you.
That's all right. I mean, if only people who come into your office and make the most important decision of their lifetime in investing in a great piece of property could see you at Camp TaKumTa and the things that you do with the kids. It's awesome. It really is.
I feel so fortunate that I got involved when I did. Actually, I think my first introduction back to camp was really the plunge in the lake that you guys used to do with Rocky. That was as an adult, that was my introduction back to camp. I don't know how many years ago. And you guys were talking about how camp changes the lives of the kids, but I'll be honest, for me on the personal side, it's really changed a lot for me. Perspective, feeling happy for what we have and taking advantage of the time that we do have, getting the opportunity to spend with some of those kids during those summers. I mean, we make them as fun as we possibly can. I'm glad to hear you say that you think it's a goofy and fun cabin, because that's exactly what we go for every year.
Oh, you deliver for sure. And I talked a little bit to the folks out there who say, boy, I would love to get involved with camp, but it would be such a sad place to be. Talk to those people, because I hear that all the time. And I always say, no.
Sure. I can see from the outside, and I've been involved for so long now that it's not part of that. I mean, our goal when we come to camp, though we do have sad times, which everyone does in the course of life, the goal of camp is to take all of that sadness and put it aside and ignore or not pay attention to it or not bring light to it, and do everything you can during that week to have an exciting and awesome experience for the kids that are there. So if you don't have time, we're filling the time with fun and exciting and new things. So we don't have time to think about the other stuff. It's get creative, have fun, go prank a cabin, go swim, go do ropes course, throw in a little sugar and some other things and repeat and just keep going and go. Well, there's no time for sadness and downtime.
There's no time for sleep. How could there be time for sadness and downtime, right?
Yeah, normally it's like a rocky landing in a plane. We sleep comes at a very quick. We hope they all hit at the same time, but yeah, normally it's extended. And then, the inevitable water balloon that came from, I don't know, maybe the security cabin or one of the other cabins that wakes everybody up. It's not a lot of time for sleep, more time for fun.
One thing I know that you have dealt with is that people forget that kids who get cancer are just like the regular population. They have other things too. And it's not just normal kids who get cancer. It's kids who have everything. They can come in with all kinds of various challenges before they even get cancer, right?
Oh, totally. I mean, they're kids. They're just like every other kid. They got dealt a bad hand, or they got I don't know what causes it to happen, but it's unfair. But yeah, they're just like other kids on all levels. They don't like to brush their teeth. Some of them don't like to shower. Some of them are afraid of the water. Some of them need to learn how to swim. I mean, it's everything. They're kids. They're kids.
Well, they sound just like DJs. We have a couple of those right here. Yeah, no, you're right though. I mean, you get kids who have cancer and maybe they Down syndrome, or you have kids who have cancer and maybe they're on the autism spectrum. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you deal with in addition to, right?
Absolutely. And the goal for us in the cabin as cabin counselors is to get all the baseline stuff set up so we know what the kids need, and we understand each kid individually. And our staff is amazing at, because I'm not a specialist in any of that, but our staff prepares us as the cabin counselors. We have meetings and we talk about each individual kid and what their specific needs are, so that when those kids come into the cabin, we can meet those needs immediately and then focus on the stuff that they're really there for, which is making sure they're having a great time and a great experience. We all know if your baseline things are not covered, there are things that you feel like you're missing out on. So we've got to get those baseline things covered first for them just being kids, on top of whatever treatments they might be on. And again, it's the amazing staff. We have some amazing medical staff there at camp that really allow us as cabin counselors to focus on, you know, the important things, like, does a paint roller and 2 rolls of toilet paper with a leaf blower attached to it, will it actually shoot toilet paper? And that does answer the question whether it's an under or over, by the way. But,
and over and over and over and over
and over a whole caseload of it. I have learned some important things in life, like how much toilet paper does it take to fill the inside of a cabin. It's a lot.
And I tell people, the entire toilet paper shortage of 2020 was Camp TaKumTa. I'm pretty sure.
I'm actually amazed, because normally there's a couple of cases that make it up there that are specifically for filling the inside of a cabin that were not needed this year. So there should have been a lot left out in the general world.
Okay. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to Rich Gardner from Remax Realty in Colchester, and a guy who has been involved. I remember you coming down and standing in your skivvies on the waterfront of Burlington with Rocky, I'm going in, and getting all set to jump in the lake. And that was when you were just a kid. And here you are running a business and more importantly, working with the kids at Camp TaKumTa. And thank you so much for telling us all these great stories about camp. It's I know you have some kids that you'd probably like to give a shout out to this morning.
Man, there's a lot of kids. I've been there for so long. Geez, put me on the spot. Who was on Cam? We had Cam earlier. That was on our virtual calls.
Yep.
We had Sawyer. Geez, I don't know if I want to go through all the names of all the kids that are still there. I was actually just looking on. There's a comment on Facebook. I see Shay. There's a whole bunch of them. Right. I'd have to go through the whole list. I need a yearbook.
Right. Okay.
Hey, you know, Rich, flip your radio on. One of those kids is Christopher. And
Chris!
Chris. We had a chance to chat with Chris at Camp TaKumTa just a few years ago. This is a little trip back to 2017 when we ran into him up near the ropes course.
All right, I'm back at Camp TaKumTa. Who am I here with?
Chris.
Chris, how old are you?
10.
And what town do you live in?
Sable Forks.
And tell me about what's going on here at camp this week. Tell me about some of the fun stuff you've been doing.
We've been doing the bubble bath, get the balls out of the little tube, whatever it's called, and we've been doing slime bingo, where we have to get the tennis balls out of the green slime.
A lot of slime here with Camp TaKumTa today. We're here on Color Wars Day today is what's going on. So there's a lot of slime, a lot of different colors, and a lot of fun here at camp. Tell me about the barn dance you guys did last night. How was that?
It was fun. The garden dance and eating and dancing, it was fun.
Tell me about Camp TaKumTa. How many years you've been coming here now?
4. This is my 4th year.
Yeah, what do you think of this place?
Good. I'm going to middle boys next year.
You're going to the middle boys cabin next year, moving from youngest boys to middle boys. So that'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, and I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right. All right, thank you, Christopher. When you gotta go, you gotta go. All right, we'll try to check in with Christopher later on in the week. It's cool to send kids like Chris to Camp TaKumTa for Christmas.